Welcome back, folks. Have you ever had one of those trains that just snuck up on you? Well, a lot of the trains in this video are in that situation. The first one to sneak up on me was this 16R. 16R's daily manifest traffic from Binghamton, New York to Air, Massachusetts. Interesting rolling stock in tonight's 16R was a Burlington Northern Covered Hopper and 53-foot well cars, as they are not commonly found in the Kansas. A few nights later, it was 31T's turn to come north. The 31T is bound for Montreal, Quebec, Canada. This train also has interesting rolling stock, with an argon tank car and a new switch riding on a flat car. With only 1,500 foot train and 2,400 horsepower using 3.6 this train made it to Silver Springs in no time at all. It took us a couple days more to find our next train. This one's 11R heading south. It's the opposite of 16R and the southbound counterpart. This train had loaded trash cars, a manifest block, and auto racks to finish out the train. The auto racks in the train are empty and head back west for more loads. I've seen them with Jeeps, Nissans, and Fords. So that's where they were going. I don't know what happens to them once they come out west, but I do know when they will return loaded with brand new cars. On the following morning, the same power that was on this 11R came back north up on 264. SD60 6953, ES44DC 7567, and NS-944 CW number 9886.
264 cleared, 581 north out.
.264 is bound for AR Massachusetts from Chicago, Illinois. The single stacks are heading all the way to AR, while the double stacks are only going to Mechanicsville. Additionally, with the double stacks today, there is one auto rack at the rear end of the train. On my way up to football practice, we took a little detour as 264 was coming north. This 264 hit the 6945 and two more -944 CWs, one of them in the Horsehead scheme and one of them in the Thoroughbred White Stripe scheme. Later that night, the final train of the week came. This was NS-30T. The 30T had tied down in Oneonta earlier in the day. With this great lash up, it was hard to beat this train. With NS-944CW number 9683, a Canadian National SD70M-2 8901, and Canadian Pacific Kansas City number 8797, this is the train I like to call the Canadian Invasion. On April 6, 2023, the Canadian Pacific and the Kansas City Southern would merge together to create Canadian Pacific Kansas City. Canadian Pacific and Canadian National are two big Canadian railroad rivals. In fact, both of them bid off on Kansas City Southern. However, Canadian Pacific would get the last laugh, as earlier this year, as I mentioned, the Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern would merge. What's funny about these three railroads is that each of them handles this train along some of their portions of their main lines. In fact, 30T started out on the Canadian National, then was traded off to Canadian Pacific, where Canadian Pacific would trade off the train to Norfolk Southern in Saratoga Springs, New York, where Norfolk Southern will take the train to Binghamton, New York. On 31T, the process is the opposite way around. The train starts off on the Norfolk Southern in Binghamton, then it's handed off to Canadian Pacific in Saratoga Springs, New York, and then CP hands it off to CN, and then CN delivers it on the final legs to Montreal, Quebec, Canada, the train's final destination. Well, that's all I have for you now, folks. But for now, stay safe, God bless, I'll see you around the bend. Thanks for watching, and also make sure to hit that subscribe button, as we're close to 400.